Well, hello there, brothers and sisters of the WoT Blitz universe. You're watching WoT Blitz Addict again. Welcome back to the channel. And today we're gonna talk about the E50, the tier 9 medium, strong medium German tank. And it's really great. Just has few difficulties, but we're gonna talk about them in a moment. So as you can see, my standard consumables, multi-purpose restoration pack, repair kit, and adrenaline, for provisions, chocolate, improved fuel and protective kit, as it comes for ammo load at 28 AP, 14 APCR and 6 of HE. Let's look at the equipment. As you can see, calibrated shells because the penetration is goodish but not great. Also enhanced gun lane drive, vertical stabilizer, improved modules because you can ram in this tank, and enhanced armor because the armor is perfect. Toolbox or enhanced tracks, it depends on your playstyle, improved optics and improved control or engine accelerator. I think with this traverse speed I will stick with the engine accelerator, and this one it really depends on your playstyle. Let's take a look at the armor profile because there's a lot to look at. As you can see, the upper plate is phenomenal. We're shooting first prototype, which has really nice penetration. The only weak spots are the copula, the cheeks of on the front of the dirt, and the bottom plate. But as you can see, there's a wild gun depression: 5 on front, 8 over the tracks, and on the side of the tank. So use this gun depression, just get on the hills like this one. You can bounce on both sides of your armor, front plate and the side plate, and also you're hiding the hatch just a bit. If you want to bait the shots, you can do it like this, just even in that angle. Even the lower front plate is becoming an out of bounds zone, so it will really help you. But you need to remember that you can't stick out the drive wheel, otherwise you will get pent in the drive wheel, and at the same time you will have your drive wheel damaged, so you will lose your tracks. Basically the rest of the armor isn't bad for a medium tank. I would say it's really good for a medium tank, but well, it's not incredible. I'm waiting for the E50M. I'm really close to get it, and it has really incredible armor profile. This one's good. The E50M's is the best. And I prepared 3 games for you. This one is actually from today, because I stopped grinding this tank, but because I wanted to get the certificate for discount, but I decided just to push it on and use it on Leopard. I got a lot of free XP from the last event, so it should work. But as you can see, I'm struggling with the gun depression in this tank, and that's the main problem with it. You have to shoot over the tracks to get 8 degrees of gun depression, and E50M has this gun depression all over the front. So that's the main advantage of the E50M over the E50. Also, it has stronger cheeks, so you can get pent. But let's talk about pros of this tank. The mobility is really great. Maybe not epic. You have like AMX 30 Proto, which has better mobility, but you have mobility and armor. You can see I'm angling my tank to get those bounces, and thankfully I was able to. And look at this. We're gonna just go straight in to that T44 and look what's gonna happen. Just over 400 damage just by ramming him, and he's left on 1 HP. We're gonna simply ram him on this 1 HP. This tank is phenomenal armor. So if you can get it up to speed, you can ram heavy tanks on the sides and you can do massive damage. Like I told you, the downsides, the pros are great armor profile and ability to ram. That's the 2, and quite accurate gun. I would say it's the gun is good. It's not maybe spectacular, but it's really good gun. The cons of these tanks are penetration. That's one thing. The problem with the gun depression on the front of the tank. That's the second thing worth just knowing. that you don't have this 8 degrees of gun depression all over your tank. And the last thing that is really irritating are those weak spots on the front cheeks of the turret, because when you're trying to move back and forth, angle the tank to get this 8 degrees of gun depression, you can have a problem with these cheeks, because even though you're moving, there's a way, there's a possibility that enemy will hit you in this, especially when you're facing tier 10s. They can simply hit you in that weak spot and there's simply nothing you can do about it. It rarely happens, really rarely, but yeah, it happens. You can see we got 5 kills, nice base XP, quite nice damage, not epic, but nice damage. And now let's talk about the cons of the tank. The cons are, sorry, I was talking about the pros, I was talking about the cons, so let's now focus on the playstyle. If you can go hold down and get this 8 degrees of gun depression over the track, do it. You can also side scrape in this tank, even against tier 9s and 10s, even if they're well armored. You can, even if they have nice span, you have 90mm of armor, as I remember, on the side, so you can easily create an out-to-balance angle, and you just can do the damage without exposing yourself too much. So that's another great thing. The armor profile is really phenomenal, and I would really advise you to use it, because basically it's a heavy tank with the medium tank mobility. As you can see, there's not this position isn't great for E50 because of this gun depression or lack of gun depression over the front, but if you use it wisely, you can use it and be effective in this kind of positions. You just need to remember that you have to shoot over your tracks. So, as I told you, you can side scrape, you can go hold down, which those two situations are really best for you. Also, you can ram. So if you see a lone enemy on the here's the gun. Yeah, the gun is great. If you can simply get a lonely tank against you, you can just hit it and ram it to death with no issues. If you get the tank to full speed and you hit the side of the tank, you can easily go and get like 500-600 damage from the ram, which is really great, especially if you looking at the fast tank like E50 and knowing that it's a medium tank, then ability to ram heavy tanks is really phenomenal. And I know people that play this tank just to ram people, because that's how you should play this tank. If there's possibility to ram, why not to use it? You simply can use it and can abuse it. And this is a type of a medium that doesn't really get scared by those big guns, by those TDs, by those heavy tanks. You can push with your heavies when you need to push and simply just do a lot of great stuff. As you can see, we're gonna ram again. Even without speed, we did over 100 damage just by ramming this waffle. So yeah, you can also face hack. I forgot to tell you, you can also face hack. Of course, with E50M it's even better because of those really strong cheeks on the turret that really can't be penetrated by most tanks with AP. If they use Pramo, they can, of course, but if you wiggle the turret like left and right, or try to aim your gun straight into the face of the enemy's gun, then there's possibility that you're gonna simply bounce on your turret. There's Vineyard's game again, this time from the other side, and this time I think I wasn't in tune. Yeah, I wasn't in tune. So we're gonna simply look how it works while playing typically random game. And we're taking the same position, exact same position, and we're gonna have a quite interesting game here, and yeah, I wanted to show you that the RNG sometimes trolls you, sometimes is you, sometimes is simply the tank. But as you can see in this game we are facing tier 10s, and I was able to snap a shot into into Chieftain Mark 6 hatch, which is great because it's a real threat. And another one, yeah, why not? So this tank can really work well, and it's not really scared of those tier 10 games. The penetration isn't phenomenal, but it's not also bad. If you need, just use Pramo and you'll be fine and dandy. As you can see, we can bounce shots, just wiggle the tank, try to create angles. You can treat it like let's say Russian medium at some point, because you can simply just wiggle the tank like a Russian medium and go from side armor to front plate armor and just try to create those bounces. Of course, there's not no guarantee that you're gonna bounce, but at least you can try to do it, and you can in most cases you will be able to do it if you angle it correctly, and in right moment you'll be able to create those bounces, which is really great. So basically you don't have to play it like a medium, you can play it as a very mobile heavy. It's a heavium in the medium side. Like, let's say most of the tanks, most of the heaviums in Blitz are heavies acting like mediums, and this is medium acting like a heavy, which is great. As you can see, penetration isn't great. I really can't penetrate the front of E100, which is really bad, because well, it's hard, because even though I was using Pramo, there was no way I'm gonna pen it frontally. So we need to flank, and the mobility of the tank really can offer you this flanking abilities, which is also great, because if you are used to mediums, if you're used to medium's ability, you can treat it like a typical medium, and at the same time you can treat it like a heavy tank. And if you combine those skills at the same time, you can be a heavy and be a medium and be whatever you want at the battlefield. Let's say not TD, okay, not TD, and not a light tank, but still this very versatile tank, really versatile tank. And this versatility really makes this tank one of the best tech tree tanks at tier 9, in my opinion. Of course, T54 is also a great tank, and I really was enjoying playing it. Same with some other tier 9 mediums, but I really like this one. I think it's the best for me. Maybe it's even with T54, because if you can wiggle and angle T54, you will also do great things. And basically that's all for this episode, boys and girls. Thanks for watching. I can see you're subscribing to my channel, which is great, and I'm really glad that you're doing it. So big thanks to you. And what can I say more? If you want to join my Discord, I can see there's people joining in. So don't be shy, join my Discord, talk with us on Discord. We have plenty of time to talk there, and to have some nice chats, maybe some gameplay, maybe we'll play some games. You can send me also your replays. So thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, take care, bye bye, and catch you all on the battlefield.